Good evening. Welcome to Grandma's Attic Music Review. It's such a joy to be with you tonight. I absolutely love searching for good, new music. One of the people that has been instrumental in exposing me to new acts is Terry LaChance. You've seen her here on the show. You've heard me talk about her, and she just seems to keep digging out from somewhere. I'm not sure where she's getting all these amazing acts, but they're not from New London. That I can tell you, or I would have known about them already. But anyway, she does this morning breakfast thing out, I think it's in Meriden, and she has musicians that play like outside of the cafe while people are eating breakfast, and she has these amazing musicians come in and play. And most of them do originals, and all of them pass the grandma test. So tonight we get to share new original music. I'm so excited. The young lady that's the front of this band and I have talked a little bit, and she's doing all originals, and that makes me excited, you know that. And I hope that you will welcome into your heart, into your home, and into your life this cute little trio called Inner Groove.
Thank you. Thanks. We're Inner Groove. My name is Denise, and I have Rodney on guitar and Tom on bass with me, and we are thrilled that we were asked to come do Grandma's Attic, so we're going to share some of our original music with you today. She's got a long, tall list of things to do. For everyone that's crossed off, it's like she gets two. She wants to sleep all day and all through the night. But sometimes it's easier than keeping up the fight. But she doesn't mind, it keeps it real. She keeps in mind the way she feels. She doesn't mind for what it's worth, which is the prize that she gets from her rebirth. And she's learning to be all alone with her thoughts. Gives her time to think about the battle she's fought. And she used to curse him, but now she prays that her essence of faith will help her stay this way. But she doesn't mind, it keeps it real. She keeps in mind the way she feels. She doesn't mind for what it's worth, which is the prize that she gets from her rebirth. Home, she feels at home, and she knows it's not her own, 'cause in a blink it could be done. So she's mindful as she moves along. When she finally sits down at the end of does a little check to see if she's okay. She doesn't know how it ends with the seeds that she's sown. She only knows the measure of how much she's grown. So she doesn't mind, it keeps her real. She keeps in mind the way she feels. She doesn't mind for what it's worth, which is the prize that she gets from her reaper. It is the prize that she gets from her reaper. Thank you. Thanks very much. That was She Doesn't Mind. That was off our first CD. It was, I know probably every musician has a story. It was written in the car. So that's a good thinking spot. So I think I was on Route 5 when I wrote it. This next one is called Lincoln City. I am a West Coast girl. I was born on the West Coast, and Lincoln City is a real place. It's in Oregon on the Pacific Coast, and it is probably one of my favorite places to be, along with me and some friends. So I decided to write a song about it. Then line the main, flying kites that ease my pain. The ocean is the sky, ever changing with my mood. Where the mountain releases its embrace is a coast with a stranger's haggard face. But my God, it's where I feel I'm finally home. I love this place, my Lincoln City. Low tide, sand dollars, tide pools full of toddlers. Lift your face up to the side, so skin the sun off of the window side. Embraced by fog, warmed by sun, I walk the shore and I carry on. I'm free to just belong when I'm back in Lincoln City, where the mountain releases its embrace is a coast with a stranger's haggard face. But my God, it's where I feel I'm finally home. I love this place, my Lincoln City. Oh, my Lincoln City. Thank you. It's a great seaside town, annual kite festival. It's really a wonderful place. That is off our second CD, which just came out this year, because when you take live gigs away from musicians, we find new and inventive ways to make music. So we finished our album this past year through the pandemic and released it in the spring of 2021. This one is also off that second CD called Change from the Chair. And it's not a love song. I think it's more of a like song, and there aren't enough of those out in the world. It's called Even Though. Most days I find that I've got too many problems on my plate, and most times I start out on time, wind up arriving far too late, and it's a matter of fact, not opinion, that I'm just a little out of date. If you ask me how I am, I smile, say I'm doing great. 'Cause even though your life and my dreams don't always find a place to meet, even though give and take is like two-way parking on a one-way street, and even though getting through the night alone is sometimes no mean feat, I still like you. Yeah, I like you. Phone call, I will sit and listen and nary a word that's in between, and that falls even with the calls where all we do is scream, and hanging up is another circus prop we're just using to be mean. And then you ask if it's the end, well, that remains to be seen. 'Cause even though I will kick and fight and rail against your crazy scene, and even though you will roll your eyes at the mention of my silly schemes, and even though little compromise is nowhere to be seen, I still like you. Yeah, I like you. Now, I'm not saying that I'm easier to live with, and I'm not saying that you're easier to deal with. When you're mad, I'm mad, and when you're sad, I sure ain't glad. So let's be happy just a tad. 'Cause even though your life and my dreams don't always find a place to meet, even though give and take is like two-way parking on a one-way street, and even though getting through the night alone is sometimes no mean feat, I still like you. Yeah, I like you. Some days I could take or I could leave you, but most days I like you. Yeah, I like you. I'd even say I love you. I sure do like you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You can join in anytime.
Yes, I
Even though you don't
know.
know the lyrics.
Want me to just hum along?
There you go.
I just hum along.
All right. So before we got down to the nitty gritty with our CDs, we did put an EP out, and I'm not going to do that one for you right now. I'm going to do that one for you later. But this one is actually off of the second album, and I don't think I've said the name of it yet. It's called Some Days, because everybody has some days. So this one's called On Permanent Loan. I was sort of gifted a bunch of music gear, and a very nice Strat guitar from a friend of mine who was taking a break from music, and he said that he was giving it to me on permanent loan, and I really liked the sound of that phrase. What exactly does on permanent loan mean? So that is where this song is born from. You look at me, hair messed up, shirt untucked, waiting for me to see what you can be. And I swear it's not fair what you do to me. My heart is yours on permanent loan. That look on your face, I don't care if you're scared of this time and space. We have a place, call our own, call a home, finally set our pace. My heart is yours on permanent loan. Things we give away don't match the things we say. I have my price to pay and I'm not alone. Yes, my heart is yours on permanent loan. My heart is yours on permanent loan. My heart is yours on permanent loan. I might not have had the choice when I started loving you, boy. Now my heart is yours on permanent loan. Thank you. So, I think you probably, Dot has probably had a lot of musicians in here who have written over the past year during the pandemic. That's complete fodder for a person who writes songs and what everybody has been going through. And I am no exception. I quit playing altogether at the start of things, just kind of in a despairing sort of place. And then this song came out in, I think, April of 2020. And things were really rainy that year and gray on top of everything else and washed out. So I think I could probably say this is like officially my pandemic song. It's called Beige on Beige. Riding on abandoned streets, seems the Sunday drivers finally went home in defeat, without desire to stop and grab a bite to eat. For authority did say, this is not the time to meet, and this is not the time to play. The world still has no color, it's just a dreary beige on beige. Soon it will burst with wonder, and just like that we'll turn the page. They can say this too shall pass, offer comfort and claim all the hope we can amass will somehow ease the lonely strain. But right now I need a hug, human touch to soothe my pain. Yet all I can do is shrug. It's all I can do to stay sane. The world is growing quiet. It's working hard to mute the rage. I wait for it to revive and flee from all this beige on beige. The days blend together, and all the rainy weather washes out the passion, good or bad. But the world begs back its color to overwhelm the beige on beige. Soon we'll throw open wide our doors, and just like that, we'll turn the page away from all this beige on beige. Thank you. So we've got, I don't know. Now I'm starting. Now I'm falling into a theme. This next song started out as
What is this one?
Some days you can.
I can show up?
you can chill. It
Alright.
started out as a song of complaint. I was not in a great place, and I wrote this song, and then I decided that I was going to actually do something with it. And I had to rewrite it a little bit because I had some curse words in it. I wasn't going to put that out. So this is called Some Days. Morning emails, bad news again. Bills to pay, but no money to send. It's not quite how I pictured it would be. It's not exactly how I saw me. What to say when your heart's a stone? What to do when you feel all alone? I know I'm lucky in so many ways, but sometimes there are some days. Some days you wanna quit. Some days you just don't give it a thought. Some days you wanna stay in bed. But some days you carry on instead. put a smile on, even with a heavy soul. Try to bury my worries in a hole. I know I'm grateful in so many ways. But sometimes there are some days you wanna quit. Some days you just don't give it a thought. Some days you wanna stay in bed. Some days you carry on instead of staying in bed with the covers over your head. You carry on instead. Thank you. Thanks very much. All right, well, I've got one off of our new album. This one actually is near and dear to me. I think, Rodney, you're going to need to tune down. We're going to do Romantic Form.
Oh,
We're going to do that now. Right. This is a song that is about my grandfather out west. I used to spend summers going out to visit my father, and my grandfather was a very quiet man who wrote tons of poetry, and then at some point in his life figured out that he could pick away on the guitar. He used to play this old resonator that as a kid, if I tried to play it, my fingers would wind up bleeding. And he wrote tons of songs. And when I was little, I started writing poetry. And he was really the man who showed me that you could take poetry and make it lyrics and put it to music and make it lyrics and turn it into a song. So he is, I think, long gone now. But that is something I looked forward to every summer. It was kind of a secret between the two of us. It was something that only we shared that I really appreciated and kind of helped me put me, solid on the path to music. So, and this is it.
Song?
Yeah.
You want to come talk to me?
Absolutely.
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay. Oh, there it is. He put his pen to paper. He wrote down every line. He'd rework all the words. Then he'd tighten up the rhyme. He wrote about his woman. He wrote about his faith. He wrote that he was heaven bound when he'd finally reached the day. He'd put his thoughts aside for what needed to be done. When the daily work was ended, his music's where he'd run to. August in the farmlands, dusty summer air, pencil guitar spiral bound, sitting on the stair. I knew that he would listen, I knew he'd never say, but I knew that I had something good if he didn't walk away. I'd put my dreams aside for chores needing to be done. When the daily things were tended, my music's where I'd run to. When did that time end? Going to the county fair and alfalfa in my hair. When did I pretend that his voice was not my own? It was a lie I should have known. I was just like him, romantic born. Quirky sense of timing, a country state of mind, a subtle sense of humor with the truth inside to find. He showed me his recordings, each with a tale to tell, and with that fuel he fed a fire, my dreams began to swell. But we put those things aside when everyone came home at night. Turned our minds to daily things with the music sealed up tight. Till the time that we could let it out, when the daily things were done, then we catch each other's eye, and the music's where we'd run to.
So, yay,
Thank
yay.
you.
So, we have to wait for a camera.
Okay.
You guys want to put down your instruments and come and mic
Absolutely.
up and
Sure
get
thing.
in here and. All right, so we're just getting things settled in here, and I just want to. Oh my goodness! So there's so much going on in southeastern Connecticut. There's all kinds of fairs and concerts, and oh my gosh! Tonight, you missed it. Was come on over and have a seat and mic up. You there? I don't care where you sit, Tom, Rodney, whatever. Make sure you put your mics on behind you. So tonight was Pass the Guitar. It was a benefit. Don't pass the guitar yet, actually. A benefit for the New London Homeless Hospitality Center. If you missed the concert, I'm sorry. If you made the concert, great. If you want to contribute to the Homeless Hospitality Center, just go to Homeless Hospitality Center, New London Homeless Hospitality Center.org, It's important. And also, you can go downtown and support local artists by checking out the Hygienic. There's much art hung there right now. And I think the next show is the gift show where you can buy things for Christmas presents, holiday presents, whatever your holiday is, and support local artists in our local art gallery. So now, the important part now is we're going to talk to these musicians because they've all got a story to tell. All right? Okay. Welcome to the attic.
Thank you. Thanks
It's
for
fun to have
having
you
us.
here.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Rodney said he'd never been here before, and he has.
Well, I remember playing with you at this, but I didn't know it was. I didn't think it was here for some reason. I don't know why. But I'm older then.
You are a year or two.
I'm
A year-
older. Yes.
There you go.
I think it was more
So-
than a year then.
So I'm just going to say, Rodney used to play with a band called Amalgamated Muck. So go back through the YouTube channel and check out Amalgamated Muck because they're a fun band. They have some great people in it, and
And a lot of them are still playing around.
yeah.
Brian Rose still playing. Lauren was playing.
As a matter of fact, he's slated to come here sometime in the near future. I'm not sure exactly when. He played with his friend in their orange suits a while ago.
The Weird Brothers.
The weird, that was a show.
Yeah.
That was a show.
Yeah, they were very entertaining.
That was a show.
And they have something to say if you're, if you want to listen.
They do have something to say. They have
If you
they
wanna
have
listen.
some statements to make.
Right.
So we know Rodney. Tom, tell me a little bit about you. You're a bass player,
I'm a bass player, yes.
but you don't play an upright, and you don't play an electric bass.
Well, I do. I actually.
You play all those things.
plays
Yes,
all manner
I
of
do.
basses.
Yeah.
All manner of basses, but this is I love the sound that comes out of this instrument. You know, with the nylon strings and the acousticness of it. It's got a very rich, very fluid sound that just resonates with your music.
That's nice.
It's wonderful.
organic.
I really, really enjoyed the sound that was coming from your guitar today. That's wonderful. What makes you play bass?
Well, I started out as a drummer, and
I
when
could see you as a drummer.
Yeah, my dad took me to the music shop, and he said he wasn't going to pay $2,000 for a drum kit, so he told me, "You're going to play something else," and I took up bass.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Dad said you can't play the drums,
'Cause
so
he
you
couldn't
took
afford
up
'em.
bass. It's still rhythm.
Yes.
It's all
yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, rhythm is rhythm. You can do without drums though. You can't really do without a
Don't say it
bass.
too loud. No,
I won't.
say-
I
say it.
won't. I
Yeah, no,
won't.
you just alienate a lot of drummers.
Sorry, drummers. I love y'all. But just for the record, we can have some acoustics without a drum. Just saying. So, oh my goodness, I get myself in trouble every time I do a show. I say something to alienate somebody. Tell me a little bit about your background. You said that your grandfather taught you that you could put music to lyrics.
Yes, yeah.
Denise,
I started
let's talk about that.
tooling around with poetry like really, really young, and then didn't make I don't know why, but I didn't make the connection. And I think that's probably when I started writing music, is when he was like, he showed me a lot of his poetry, and then one day he was like, I took this, I made it into a song, and I was young. I was maybe 10 or 11, and I was like, wait, what?
Wait, what?
And I
Right.
made the connection, and then, then started messing with it and had to learn something to write to. So that's when I learned guitar, probably around 12. I took some
So do you
lessons.
think that you wrote your first song around 12 years old or before?
Probably 13 or 14. I think I wrote something that I was actually pleased with. But
Well,
other
that
than
doesn't
that,
mean it
other
was
than
your
that,
first
it was,
song. That
yeah,
means that it was
well,
the first thing that you liked in most
it's the first thing that I
musicians.
kept, yeah.
We all know, maybe you don't all know, but there's a musician in our circle that has written an album and recorded some of it and probably 7 years ago. And to this day, he has not published it because he's not happy with it.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's the hardest part. It's
They're
like,
like children. I mean,
Yeah.
they're worse than children because you love your children, you get immediate reaction from your children.
Right.
Sometimes you're afraid to let a song go
Yeah.
because you're not sure you got it to where you it's the emotion that you're trying to put out there with the song is right yet.
and
Or
plus it's
whether
personal.
it be happy, sad, confliction,
That makes a
with
lot
all
of
this
sense.
stuff, and it's hard sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
how many songs have you written?
I've written a couple. It's kinda
No,
hard.
how many?
Yeah.
Really? Because I know you've written a few. How many?
I don't know. I mean, it's
100?
maybe.
About
At
yeah.
least.
Yeah.
At least.
I have a bunch that are
Right.
on tape, but it's same thing. I play for my friends. Are like, oh, you guys you should bring that out so people can listen. I'm like, well, there's a little this and wrong and that's wrong, but it's like again, and it's a,
I
it-
think that
it's
songs
a little
are very
scary for
personal.
right.
Well, yeah,
You
it
know?
is. You're really
Right.
you're sharing parts of yourself that are really personal. So
But I've said this before, and I'll just put this into your radar. Singer-songwriters, music writers, people that put music out there are doing something for humanity that humanity can't do for itself. I have trouble fixing my emotions or my thoughts. And it will be a song, never won by Journey, by the way.
Well, there, click another.
I don't care if I alienate Journey. I've never liked the band. I'll put it out there. We all have to have a band we don't like. I don't hate them.
It's okay.
There isn't a band I hate.
Yeah.
But Journey, not my fave. But anyway, you guys put into words and music thoughts and emotions that normal earth people that are not singer-songwriters don't know how to express. And all of a sudden, we'll be driving down the road and that song will come on and I'll go, oh, yeah, that's how I feel. And I appreciate that about you guys. You people that write music, that give it to us to fix our emotions. Thank you. Thank you so much. And your I Like You song, I don't know that's the name of it, but the song I Like You, I like that.
thank you.
I could use that song in my life. I can. I have people that I like,
Yep.
but I'm not really sure I love them, but I like them a lot.
Right.
There's people that I love, but anyway. So where did Inner Groove, or is it Inner Grove? No, where did Inner Groove come from?
So I was not in the music scene at all, and just like started back up as recently as maybe 12 years ago, right? And reconnected with Tom and started playing, which and you played all through the 90s and on and off with Rodney, so these two already knew each other, and so we started playing again, and it was just one of those things. I'm so lucky. Like when we're full strength, we're a band of 6 members.
Wow.
And I say this at every place that we play a full band. I am so lucky to be surrounded by the musicians that play in my band that choose to play with me because they're amazing and easy and support me, and they make it so easy for me. So I'm very lucky in that regard. I'm lucky to have Tom. I'm lucky to have Rodney because they make it really easy. So
Tom, are there some other bands that you've played with that we may know? Or even if we don't know them, tell us about them.
In the 90s, I played with the WPLR Breakfast Band,
Okay.
and I played with a band called Trial Mile for a while.
Not a band I've heard of, but
what, 90s? Late
In
90s?
late 90s, yeah.
Late 90s.
nice. That's awesome. And are you only playing with Inner Groove now?
Yes. Yep.
And you guys are doing quite a bit, aren't you?
We are. I was so surprised.
Where
this
can people
summer.
find you?
So we're playing in Meriden all the time for Terry's, for the downtown coffee shop, and we play in Milford at Cafe Atlantique. We were just there last weekend, and we just started going to a vineyard up in Lebanon Green Vineyard
Nice.
this past year, which was a lot of fun. I'm just picking up. We're busking in Hartford later on this month.
Wow.
So we're doing a lot of different stuff, a lot of acoustic stuff. That seems to be like the thing, people are, I think, gravitating towards smaller groups.
I think
Still,
that people.
yeah.
I think that people are really tuning into. I want to say old music, but folk music, Americana music. It's being.
I've got it made.
Yeah. people are liking the rawness of it, the
Yeah.
earthiness of it, and the truth
Yes.
of it.
Yeah.
Americana / folk music / acoustic, just singer-songwriter music has become something that people want.
Yeah.
And they're gravitating towards. That makes it good for you. You can become very rich and famous from this. from my mouth to the Grammys.
I know. Yes.
right?
Listen, please, someone.
So both of you guys can answer this like separately. What makes you write a song?
Well, we have this debate on a regular basis because Tom also writes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, so
I didn't catch that. I didn't pick up on that.
See,
So
he's full of surprises.
go ahead. So what makes you guys write a song?
So we are finding a weird way to collaborate. We kind of give, like a lot of times he'll give me something and he'll leave me alone with it, and that started, and then I'll fill it out. And then I will come to him with something and I'll say, I'm missing this part, and he will fill it out. We've tried together. I think everybody has a different style, and until recently, for me, it was a very solitary. Like I only wrote alone, and so I like the idea of others' input, but it's a weird concept to get a hold of. And most of my stuff starts with words, not 100%, but a lot of my stuff starts with lyrics first, and I think that's because I was a writer first before I was a player.
Yep.
So, that's if I can find the right phrase to like set me off, or then I've got a mood, and then if I've got a mood, then I can pick a key. So
Yeah,
so
nice,
that's kind of how it
nice.
happens for me.
There was a chart on Facebook today of the different chords and what their sound. Did you see that?
No, I didn't, but I know what you're talking about. Like, give me a good minor chord on rainy days.
Right. Exactly. I was like, that's cool. So what makes you write a song?
I write all the time, so.
You
and
write all the time.
Well, I mean, I have notebooks that I write stuff in, and then, I'll have ideas that come up, things, conversations. Like people will say something, you remember
It's
like
so interesting,
certain things that they say,
Right.
and that'll spark an idea about something, and then I write it down, and then I normally end up having a notebook of lyrics, and then I play my guitar, and then play my guitar, and sometimes I'll go, I think that it doesn't necessarily, they don't come together. Sometimes the lyrics come, sometimes the music comes.
Okay.
But I have music that I don't have lyrics to, so I will say, oh,
Let's
think
check this
that,
out.
see if it
Yeah.
fits.
Cool.
And then I'll go, and some of them work, some of them don't. Some of them come already. People that have made their living doing this and that are out there touring, and they say sometimes that songs just come
Yeah.
as like complete,
Yeah.
they're all done. They're
Yeah.
the lyrics and the music. And
Yeah.
that, that happens once in a great while.
Yeah.
But most of the time it's a collaboration between what you can do musically and what you have in your head.
Yeah.
I think. So that's
I
what,
agree.
That's so
the way it
cool.
works for me.
I can't write a song. I can write a thesis paper, but I can't write a song.
Well, you know what? There's no way I can write a thesis paper, so.
Yeah.
I don't have
There we
any
go.
choice. I don't have any choice. The professor says write, you sit down and you write. Whether it's right or wrong,
You're right.
So I asked you where people can find you, and you told me different venues that you're playing at. Do you have any social media presence?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you tell our listeners
Sure.
where they can find you on social media?
Yeah, we're on Instagram and we're on Facebook. Right now, the website's getting a facelift.
Nice.
So
On
but
Facebook, what do people type into
it's-
their computer?
if they type in Inner Groove, there are if it's Facebook. What is it? .com
Yep.
/ Inner Groove Band.
Okay.
So you will see us. It'll pop right up there.
And
at
you
the
didn't
top.
give them to me to hold up because sometimes I
didn't.
hold up CDs.
I know,
but you
I'm
have
sorry.
2 CDs
I
out.
do. We have our first CD. We had an EP ages ago, but the first CD is Some Days, and the second one is Change from the Chair. That came out this past May.
Uh-huh.
And they are both on Spotify. So
Okay.
they can be found on Spotify. They can be found on iTunes, on Amazon. I'm everywhere. And if you email me at igroove for you, IGROOVE.
Make sure
for
it's
the
OOVE.
number 4 letter U at Gmail, and ask me to send you a hard copy CD. I will do that because I have them. So
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I will have them before the end of this show, and I will be playing them on the radio.
Thank you.
Yay! So this happens every time that I try to do a long, lengthy, involved interview with people that aren't going to talk.
You're not living that down.
Well, my wife,
did you tell me?
my wife usually tells me to be quiet. So
I'm
I
not your
really,
wife. I
I
have
know.
a
That's
wife.
why I was like a little, I was like.
I have a
well,
wife, thank you.
Well, yes.
I don't want to be
Does
anybody
she,
else.
does she tell you to ever, like, you talk too much or no?
Absolutely not.
Oh, there we go.
Then you're lucky.
She tells me other things.
Okay.
Believe it or not, when I leave here, I'm really not that quiet. I mean, I'm not that like
Right.
this.
But
I'm
this is what you
quiet.
do.
I study.
This is what you do, though.
Yeah.
Study. This is my thing. So we're out of time. So could you guys go back over there to your instruments, pick them up, and play us a song
Absolutely.
to end the show?
Absolutely.
That would be wonderful.
Okay.
I feel so blessed that.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Terry LaChance, for always bringing us wonderful, great, amazing music to Grandma's Attic. You have enriched the playing field at the Attic. So thank you, Terry. And you guys take us out with the song. Thank you
Yes.
so much for coming to the
Sure
Attic.
thing.
And I want those CDs so I can play them on. I can play
It's
them
a
on my radio show.
promise.
The radio show is 90.9 FM, WCNI. I'm on from 6 to 9 a.m. Not FM, AM. 90.9 FM on your dial, 6 to 9 a.m. Monday mornings. You can see me on the radio. See you on the radio, or hear you here on Grandma's Attic Music Review. The band's going to take us out with some wonderful music, I'm sure of that. And I will see you all next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to smile at someone when you walk by them on the street. It may be the only smile they see today, and that's important. Love your neighbor as yourself, and take care of each other. We need each other today. Bye-bye. Next week.
Great message. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, where'd it go? All right, this is called Next to You, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Truth is, I never know how to talk to you. Truth is, I never know what to make of you. I always check myself, make a total wreck of myself every time I try to say what is true. The only truth I know is when I am next to you. Truth is, I find I can't live without your touch. Truth is, I didn't think I would feel so much. I'd sacrifice every day, no price that I wouldn't even if my heart's black and blue. But the only truth I know is when I am next to you. I don't care about a risk. This love's a ride I just can't miss. Faces are clearer, yeah, I'm getting nearer. Seeing that inside of you, learning, loving the truth I know next to you. Love's a ride I just can't miss. Faces are clearer, yeah, I'm getting nearer. Seeing that inside of you, learning, loving the truth I know next to you. Truth is I hold my breath when you look at me. Truth is I'm curious as to what you see. One glance and then you'd guess that I am at my best. My finest hour, it comes due. The best of all I know is when I am next to you.